estate market is still a virgin industry where key industry players say there's still a lot of room to grow. So what is it about the real estate market that captures and intrigues the mind of the young investor despite the growing challenge of the real estate bubble? Studies by the government, real estate developers and development agencies have indicated that Kenya faces a housing gap of at least 250,000 units annually. Demand for housing coupled with a growing middle class and a growing economy motivated investors to tap this segment by unveiling tens of projects in urban centers.
When it hit a boom as such, there was no regulation in place. There was no framework to guide on pricing. There was no framework to guide on customer activations as such. But you will find most developers came to realize this when it was already too late.
However, developers have in recent years been left with unoccupied office spaces or residential units, the reason being
if you don't check the fundamental, you end up doing things that are not supported, that cannot be sustained. That's the problem, not using fundamentals. Fundamentals give you the real facts. These are the real returns, not speculative returns.
As has been the case with other get-rich-quick schemes that have failed in the past, some opted to construct houses hoping to make a killing without having researched on the needs of the targeted market or the basics of the real estate sector.
People were doing mid-size level to luxury apartments and luxury homes. But you'd find there's a niche in the market that they did not consider, which is now the low-income earners. But low-income earners, I would say somebody who earns between maybe 25,000 to about 50 to 75,000.
High cost of credit that was preceded by an interest rate cap saw demand for housing drastically wane. This was further complicated by anti-money laundering measures introduced by the central bank to check transactions worth more than $1 million shillings. This, coupled with a credit squeeze due to the cap on the interest rates, is perhaps why mortgage has remained for the very chosen few, stagnating at about 20,000 active accounts in recent years.
Because you'd find most people who would have gone to get mortgages or subscribe for mortgages cannot because they've become expensive and unattractive. And also banks are also crying foul because you see they're also regulated by government through central bank. And as such, they can't do much about it. They just have to comply.
Many hoped that infrastructural projects that breathed new life into dusty satellite towns in Nairobi would push up demand, especially from the middle class, who have been under pressure to own homes. However, this was further from the reality on the ground after millions were invested in real estate projects.
We need to go back away from the hype and look at those fundamentals. Is the property worth 20 million? What areas can I invest this money? What is the value addition? Because you can spend 20 million, do an apartment, and not get a return for 20 years. So you need to be able to calculate how soon will you get your return and at what rate.
Loan defaulters have been very high. No wonder in recent months, newspapers have been awash with adverts of auctioneers seeking buyers for assets, most of them houses. Experts believe government incentives and friendly policies could help unlock demand and address the challenges in the housing industry. A survey by Habitat for Humanity indicates that 61% of the urban population lives in slums. Fiona Churu for Channel 1 Business News.